Okay, I'm here and I'm practicing shading. And I got my cards. And anybody can practice shading. My friends have told me that they color. So I figure why not do that. So here I am. And I haven't been over here making a live stream. So I'm going to start shading and practice clouds and stuff. But I'm here if you guys need me. And I was working on my photos because there's always issues with these Google photos. I ran out of storage, called the phone company, called Metro T-Mobile, and I ended up getting a free tablet. All right, I'm just shading in here because instead of using crayons, I feel that this is better. I feel you can make this your own too if you really wanted to. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this and practice all my little happy shading. Oh, I'm here for tarot card readings, friend. I'm just practicing shading. I could draw. Oh, how you doing? Yeah, I could draw, I promise. Oh my god. Again, T-Rex arms. I made this. I just sometimes need a break from it. Oh, I'm just using. This is already pre-drawn. I'm just using my pastels to try to figure out how to shade a little better because I'm trying to be able to paint water, which is it's like my it's like the hardest thing to do, painting water. It's crazy. You think that water would be easy, but oh no, it's not. So I got these colored pencils. Yeah, I'm a reader too. I mean, we're all human. That's what they say, right? Laugh out loud. But yeah, I'm just figuring out how to, because they get all this down. Mandala art. No, I haven't. I'll have to look into that. I do. I will have to. I'm trying to get down doing my own water, but you know what? I'm not Bob Ross. He is my hero personally, but I am not Bob Ross. I wish I was talented like him. He's amazing, but I'm not. Not at all. Not like him. I gotta practice. Maybe he had problems when he started. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I got all these little happy markers too. Okay. Yeah, because sometimes you just gotta take a break and you gotta figure out and go, well, how is my shading doing? And I think people get too involved with I could draw decently and they don't want to go to the next level. The next level is being able to draw out waterfalls and shit like that, and that's hard. So sometimes you got to take a step back and make sure you get all that down pat. I'm going to shade with these markers too, just to make it like kind of abstract. And I figured do something fun today instead of always trying to kill myself making the best thing ever. But yeah, if you want a reading, I'm here. I figured out how to fix my life by doing readings with two decks, the emotional ones, which are the moon oracles, and the non-emotional ones. Oh, it my mom used to play around with that kind of stuff. I was always into school and science and things like that. And people say I'm intuitive, but I don't really consider myself, I don't know. I think we're all one with the universe, but I don't consider myself special. I've done a lot of shadow work and I've hit ego death. So when you've hit ego death, it's like that. Well, after you oh, hello, how you are, Robert? After you finish doing it, sometimes I feel like really. I've been taking ayahuasca pills, so when I'm done with reading, sometimes I know I've actually through Carl Jung teachings on YouTube here. I've realized that I absorb so many people's energy that I'm exhausted mentally. So what I do is I take these ayahuasca pills that you can get from Amazon, and it has for focus, and I just let it all go. Letting that energy go after a reading, because you feel the emotions of someone else and their all their feelings of anxiety, and you got to put it aside going, man, that's not me. So yeah, so that's how I do is with Carl Jung, my friend. So I would do that's my suggestion. If you want to start, just get a deck, play around with it, and see what you can do. Everybody's a different kind of tarot card reader. I will tell you that. I can't. I got problems with like locating people and stuff like that. Some people can do that kind of stuff. I can't do that. I do more of direct questions, or and I could tap into energy here and there, but some tarot card readers are a little better than that. Oh, you're welcome. But I started with fairy. They got a fairy deck. It's real easy, and it gives out really good happy vibes, and it's less confusing. So I started out with the fairies, and then moved on to moon oracles and the traditional ones. So that's what I did. And I guess it helps that I could talk to dead people, but even if you can't talk to dead people, you can tap in energy. You just gotta focus. And it's really, really easier said than done. So I will tell you that. All right, let me get the three from this other one. Every time I just do the moon oracle ones, I don't get a lot of direct answers sometimes because it just talks about your inner self and not external stuff. So, and I like to kind of move things around on my cards, and I've always been affiliated with cards. I always been a card player. I love to gamble. I love playing rummy. And I was unusually good at rummy at 10 years old. I always won, even if I didn't understand it. Well, yeah, you could do that too. I just kind of do like this, like the middle would be your main, energy and then with the surrounding energies, but everyone has their own way of relating. Because from all the videos I've been sifting through on YouTube, we all could be awakened. It's just some of us aren't awakened. And oh, okay. Hi, Devin. How you doing? Yeah, you can ask. Let me get her. She wants to know about her love life and career, the unicorn girl lifestyle. I actually drew a unicorn for one of my residents. Okay, I got you. I'm just having a happy shading day. This is my way of relaxing. Laugh out loud. All right. Okay, my unicorn friend. Your job and love life is in a full moon in Scorpio and in a Four of Cups. And Scorpio always means you're harboring negative thoughts of, and it doesn't mean it's horrible. It just means you're negative thoughts like you're thinking down on yourself and things like that, and not being very hopeful. The Four of Cups just talk about meditation, dissatisfaction, stagnation, and stuff like that, which is the same as a full moon Scorpio. It just represents how the energy is going with your love life and the career. And you're surrounded by a blue moon, and this talks about believing in things you wouldn't think was possible. It's the hope card. And saying that there is hope and things are coming and you just gotta be patient type thing. Then you got the Nine of Pentacles also. Nine of Pentacles just tell you about financial independence and self efficiency, which is good. And then this has a lot to do with love and luxury too. So I do see somebody coming. And this person is going to help you like enjoy things in life that you couldn't afford before. Then you also have a new moon in Capricorn also. And this just talks about you working on making things better and and literally on your inner self and all your emotions. And it's a good thing, and this just means that your inner self is more balanced. And you've been working hard for it, which is good. I have too. I've been doing shadow work. And then you got the Four of Wands also. And then this talks about enjoyment, security, satisfaction, milestone, goals, reunions, and homecomings. I do see a job coming. It's going to be like out of a nowhere type thing, or something you didn't think was coming, and then all of a sudden, bam, it's there type thing. And then with that job opportunity, there is going to be somebody coming for you too. So I would just, like all the young people say, Netflix and chill and just relax. And I do see these things coming, but I feel like I see it coming all at once. Sometimes it does that, the universe. So sometimes they like to test you to see your patience and they wait for the right moment, and then bam, you go, okay, I've been waiting this long and finally got here. But that's how I see it, the probabilities playing out for you. All right, now I have, what's my next question? Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, just Netflix and chill and relax and watch Carl Jung. That's what I do. I've been listening to so much Carl Jung and taking these ayahuasca pills off of it. And it's not like you're high, but it relaxes you so you can work on your shadow self. Oh, you're still on Shay. I think you'd find someone else by now. She must be a really lucky lady. All right, Robertson. Okay, the next one I see is Devin. So let me get Devin. All right, let's do the Moon Oracle one first. You have lots of different accounts, Devin. You're very popular. I literally was arguing with my phone company because I have 7,000 pictures and I have to get my shorts out. So I was putting both of my accounts together, merging them, partner sharing, and spent like $120 for 3 months, and I got all like tons of storage now. So, but yeah, put your question in. I'm gonna do his on Shay. But yeah, this Shay must be very a lucky lady because you always have a lot of loves. So this must be a very important love in your life. All right, let me get this shuffled right so I feel like the energy's good. I think all those years when I was playing rummy and doing probabilities when I was younger was preparing me for tarot card readings. Laugh out loud. I really do. Because cards have always been my thing. It was just never with tarot, it was always with gambling. I've always been a free soul that does things I shouldn't be doing. Oh, you have another. Of course you do. You're Romeo. Why wouldn't you? Got it. And that's my favorite Shakespearean play because I am a writer. My older son's going to help me self publish Lily in the Darkness. But I am a writer and I have read the all the Shakespeare. And studied the Shakespearean language, and I love Romeo and Juliet. Julius Caesar, that's a good play. Oh my god, that's amazing. I mean, I love all of Shakespeare, but yeah, I did. That's writers talking. You remind me of Romeo. He was always stuck on Juliet, but he had all those women after him, and he had to have the one woman that caused the most problems, and that's who he was stuck on. But that's how it is, I guess, in the world. All right. Shay is in. You and Shay are in a new moon eclipse with the oracles, and this just talks about powerful change, which is good. It really is. Powerful change is talks about when you do your shadow work and you merge with your inner self, and then you see the world for what it is, and you're less hostile. So that's a good thing. And you also have the Hierophant. And this one is spiritual wisdom and intuition, values, which is good. This is like a spiritual card. There's going to be an awakening in this Shay. I don't know. Somebody's going to come and somehow she's going to awaken and realize that life isn't what she thought it was. And then you guys are surrounded by a full moon eclipse and also a I need to get new glass or something. Is that 8? Okay, Knight of Pentacles. Okay, and this just talks about the full moon eclipse, or talk about conclusions that are coming to you within their time when it moves around the energy. And then this Knight of Pentacles is always, it talks about work, quality, and focus, and diligence, and stuff like that, which is good. I feel like the universe is going to make her do her shadow work if she doesn't voluntarily do it. I feel like something's going to happen where she has to. With me, it was my father's death. Hopefully, no one dies. So, in her family to make her realize this. And then you guys are also surrounded by a descending moon. And this just talks about taking time to relax and see things for what they are, which is good. And then you're surrounded by the sun. And this talks about positivity, good luck, success, happiness, truth, optimism. I feel like something's going to happen that's going to make her get a life change. And it's going to be some random circumstance that makes her question her Jesus. I don't know what it's going to be, but it's going to be something that is going to lead her back to you somehow. That's what I'm feeling, Devin. So maybe it's going to be seeing you with another girl and then she's just going to get jealous. I don't know. It could be that too. Jealousy does that. All right, now let me get Robert Robinson. What's my relationship status? Oh, you're welcome. Anytime. I've been cultivating my own readings, different styles. You like the new change up? I figured I might as well. All right, let's see what. I'll just do a whole relationship reading on you because that would just be a lot easier. That would, and then and then we could get like all the details of everything going on. And you're very welcome, Romeo. I am always at your disposal. I vicariously live through you because I go on dog walks and I make dog videos. I don't have an exciting life like you, but I don't know if I can handle that much excitement all the same. I really don't. I think I'd be like one of those cats with their tongue hanging out dead in the street if I had as much action as you in one day. I have to be in my bubble. All right. All right, Robert. I'm doing I'm just doing a whole relationship reading on you. I think that's just a whole lot easier. And get all the energies around relationship reading here. And then we'll do this. It's almost like playing poker, this, but not quite poker or rummy. I do miss everybody to hit with everything and does everything online. Nobody feels the cards and plays good old fashioned gambling no more. I love The Gambler by Willie Nelson. That's my favorite. I used to always play that as I was gambling. It was like my favorite song. I used to love to bet on football when I was 10 too. I did a lot of things I wasn't supposed to, but it was like that. All right, I'm getting you Ramadan Zanan. I'm going to say Ramadan because I don't know how to pronounce your name. And it's because sometimes it's hard for me to pronounce all these different kinds of names in the world. Because I can't barely, when I was taking Spanish, I couldn't barely learn how to pronunciate that. But Robert, your relationship status is in a full moon in Taurus. And these I like to call the shadow cards. And this just talks about things needing a practical plan, where things have to be rearranged for a healthy relationship of some sort. And then you have strength. That's good. And that's the other energy field. That's the main field it's in. And this talks about having courage, influence, and self doubt. We all have self doubt. Well, the world's full of crazy people these days. And then you're also, so, and these are the surrounding energy. And this is a new moon, is one surrounding energy, which is just talks about new starts, which is good. You want a new start to have a new energy and a healthy relationship. Then you got man, Three of Pentacles. Okay, Three of Pentacles. This talks just about recognition, reward, and growth, and things like that, which is good. That's a real good thing. And then you're surrounded by balsamic moon also, and this talks about needing a healing period to accept love. You have a closed heart. When you get a balsamic moon, you have a closed heart because you were hurt. A lot of times we go through that period. I've had a balsamic moon plenty of times in my life, and my younger son has one now. And you also have Six of Cups, and this talks about spiritual fulfillment, nostalgia, reunion, harmony, and goodwill. I do see somebody coming, but it's going to take a change of your whole inner self. Maybe some shadow work. It doesn't have to be heavy shadow work either, Robert. It just could be just doing some Netflix and chill, and maybe just thinking about your life and thinking about what you really are going to do and setting goals. It could be simple as that. So don't think too much into it. But there has to be a period where you let you balance your energy so a healthy relationship could come to you. But I'm feeling that there was a lot of unhealthiness, and in this world's full of negative energy, so it's not your fault. That's why I like being in my bubble over here. People are just doing crazy things out there. You see what they're doing to the children and the animals. I was watching a video, and and somebody beat this poor pit bull, and and then when the rescuers got her, she was so sad. And why would you do that? I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy what we do, and the thing is, the people that do these things think that nothing ever bad's gonna happen to them. They're just gonna move along and it's gonna be good. That's not true. What you put out there comes right back to you and loops around. So just just relax and try to center yourself, and then when your heart's open and you get through all of your doubts and stuff, that energy is gonna send forth and have you open, and people are gonna be just drawn to you. That's how things like that work. All right, now you want to know, Rahman, Rahman, You want to know Ray's feelings towards you. So let me do the shadow cards here. I call these the shadow cards. Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, just do what I do. Netflix and chill. They got a lot, or Hulu and chill, whatever you want to do, and maybe a car. And then if you feel depressed, Carl Jung. Carl Jung is I mean, I think it was in the turn of the century, and he was a great psychiatrist. It's free psychiatry. You can't go wrong with free psychiatry. Hi, Karan. How you doing? I've been going through lots of stuff here, and I got a free tablet. I don't know how I was complaining to my phone company how they never fixed my Google Photos and I was having problems with storage and I've been trying to upgrade and next thing I know I got a $500 tablet for free. And it's going to be here tomorrow and activate and have its own phone line with everything and it's an add-on to my account. It's absolutely free and he subscribed. I was like, wow. He was awesome. I even remembered his name because I said I was going to say his name on live stream, and he said he would do that for me. I said that, and it's Lewis Hartman. And he's from India. I was excited. I don't know, India vibes with me. Shout out to India and my friend. And I don't know, when he got my bill, $60 less somehow with an expensive tablet. But I'm getting your cards out with About Ray. I'm do two different decks here. I feel the more informative you can get with your energy, the better. More information is better than less in this world. All right. All right, my friend. Is it Ray? Yeah, it is Ray. Okay. Okay, Ray is in a full moon. And this is the shadow cards, I like to call them, the emotional cards, all the emotions we hide and we don't want to face. Our own personal demon, the cards. That's what I like to call these oracle cards. But Ray is in a full moon with his shadow self. And this talks about he needs to get rid of negative energy and let it go. He's harboring a lot of self doubt. I will tell you that. And he don't know where to go and he's confused. So I think he needs Carl Jung too. We all do. I wish he was alive. And then he's in the Ace of Wands also. This is the other deck for his central energy. And this talks about motivation, passion, and possible energy, and dedication and drive. But that's his outer self. He all the stuff he harbors is in a full moon, but the outside seems to be okay. So that's where the main problem is. He's not facing what's on the inside. And then he is surrounded by a new moon in Scorpio, which makes perfect sense. Oh, I'll see what I can. I'm not the best at angel readings, but I will give it a try. I promise. Anyways, we got this Ray is surrounded by a new moon in Scorpio also, and this talks about working through fears. His inner self is always worried about things not working out, and it's clouding his judgment. I will tell you that. And then Seven of Wands also comes up, and this talks about preservation, confidence, and conviction and challenge. Now that card is what he's doing on his outer self. He just preservation is preservation. He's trying to hold it together and fake that he got things together, but he doesn't. I will tell you, this Ray does not have it together in his inner self. And he also is surrounded by a full moon in Aries. And this talks about, obviously, it's always war and everything, a fiery complex. His inside is, he's holding in so much stuff. He's going to eventually explode and have to do something. He really is, because you can't have that much of an imbalance and try to be happy also. Then the Five of Cups. This talks about despair, yearning, disappointment, regret, boredom, stagnation, nostalgia, and heartbreak. I feel that Ray doesn't know who he loves. I don't think he truly loves himself, but I don't think he's out to love anybody else. So I don't think I when you're in this kind of period, Ray probably does care for you and stuff, but he just needs to balance himself. And we all do at a lot of different parts of our life. We all get an imbalance a lot. So I would just maybe just try to be there for Ray and just see how things go. It doesn't seem like he's malicious at all. It just seems like he just has a lot on his mind and he really needs to focus on balancing himself so he could be truly happy. However way that Ray wants to do it. You could go to church, you can do prayers, chants, whatever, or you could watch TV shows and watch psychology videos. However, you want to do it is up to the individual. I like to watch psychology videos. I find that better, but I feel like Ray does love you. It's just it brings up a lot of harbored feelings like those they always talked about when I was younger, skeletons in your closet. All those feelings that you buried from other people and things that happened in your life that you just forgot about and didn't want to face. And he's going to have to face them because we all got to face our skeletons. They're there. They get cobwebs. And then you got to move them or throw them away. It's just the way life is. And it's sometimes the hardest thing to do. So, or psychiatry's good. I'd like psychiatry. I think that's the better thing to do, but the I from what I hear spiritual works equally as good as psychology. All right. Now, Karan, you want to know what's going on between my friend Alondra and Furman's relationship. Oh, is this the one friend that you had that they were like not doing well or something from before? I think I remember this friend. And then I will get to you next, Divine Angel. I'm trying to go in order. So, oh, it is? Okay. I mean, this lady, I feel bad. She has a lot of stuff going on in her life. That's a lot. It really is. Alright, so let's see here. Let's get their shadow cards out. We all have shadow cards. Even if you do every single bit of your shadow work, you still have your shadow self. And I like to call these moon cards the shadow cards. Because it's everything we hide. behind a mask. I don't have a mask anymore. I don't. If I dislike you or something's going on, I just tell you straight to your face. But a lot of people, they put on a front, and then these oracle cards are what's truly inside. And we cannot hide from what's truly inside. And through modern psychology, you will find that every psychiatrist mimics this. Every spiritualist mimics this kind of message. So it can't be wrong if the spiritual community and the community of doctors are saying the same damn thing, and they are. Trust me. I've been all over the internet trying to solve my own problems here, and I found a psychiatrist on YouTube that was free. That's that's dead, and I'm listening to his videos. But you know what? R.I.P. Carl Jung, because he is wonderful. All right, let's see here about your angels. All right, you have in your shadow self, you are in a new moon in Scorpio. And this just means you got fears that you're working through. I feel like these fears I'm picking up is economic related. And I feel that it's surrounded by people that you're wondering of their allegiance also, which is common to a lot of people because of all the masks that people portray, and they won't show their true energy, and they never do. And then you got the Knight of Pentacles also for your central energy. And this just talks about hard work, skill development, mastery, apprenticeship, and focus. So I do see that you got a lot of anxiety of if you're doing the right thing and all that, and you have in your non-shadow self, the one that's here, is working and trying to get your life together, which is good. You're surrounded by a supermoon. And these could be dangerous because you get overexcited. Your emotions are all over the place. They really are when you're in a supermoon. Someone can ask you, good morning, and you'd be like, I don't know, was it a good morning? And you walk away. This is how people in the supermoon are. They are. I see them every day at work. This is how they are. I just go, okay, and I walk away. And then you got the Queen of Wands. And this talks about being determination, energy, passion, inspired action, adventure, and impulsiveness. Hey, we all can get impulsive and stuff, and that's okay. Especially when you're trying to keep yourself busy because you're working through things. You're also surrounded by a waxing crescent moon, and this talks about having faith and dreams. And I like to call it a hope card. It's pretty much saying there is hope and it's coming towards you, and you just got to relax and let things kind of go their course, as they say. And then the Queen of Pentacles also is in with you. And this just talks about nourishing, practical, providing financially, prosperity, wealth, homemaker, and down to earth. This kind of represents you. This one, which is good. I do see you getting into an actual relationship where it's beneficial to your shadow self and your human self, your inner and your outer. I really do see that. So that's the message I got for you. And when angels and things of that kind of sort come, they like things done in a certain time. Sometimes if they're not ready or they don't feel the timing's right, you won't get them, and you'll think they're not coming, and then one day they're here. Because beings like that and just God himself is very patient. To him, a month could be a minute, so just be prepared. It's not, God works on his time, not ours. And that's just about how that goes. All right, now, Haran, I'm here with you now. All right, I'm getting on in your friend's relationship. I don't know why they always restrict these things. Oh no, this was Nina's was restricted. Okay. I don't know, Nina. It says restricted on my end. So I'm going to go ahead and get Karan's. Maybe just repost it a different way and then I could see what the question is. All right. All right, let's see here. All right, may I ask one more? It's urgent, please. My friend named MC Jinty father health is not good. Oh, I'm so sorry. All right, why don't there's some light on his health? All right, how about we do your father? Your father, this man that is in bad health. Why don't we do his first? And I've had a lot of people pass, and I've had two people die last week, and it's sad. It is very sad. But death is renewal. We have to remember that. And if we were alive for hundreds of years, we would never reincarnate and go back to God and come back. And we would never recharge. But it is very sad. So let's do one here. I'm just going to do shadow cards on him with his health because I feel that they're more spiritual. They're not so much there. All right, his health is in a new moon in Leo. And a new moon in Leo isn't bad. It just means strength and confidence and stuff. And I do feel that he's going to pull through because in a new moon in Leo, usually lions are fighters and they fight. They fight to live. So I am getting he's going to pull through, but it's going to be a process. And then he got a new moon in Pisces also. And this just talks about a new moon in Pisces is just about kind of just a relaxing period where you're resting, thinking about things, and trying to recharge your body type thing. And then he got a first quarter moon. And a first quarter moon just talks about being tested and how he is going to be committed to his health when he pulls through. There's going to be limitations, diet restrictions, and things like that sort. And it's if he really wants to follow these. But it's going to be a little bit of a road, but he is going to recover. I do see that. It's just when he recovers, it's going to be where he has to do something. Oh, okay. But he is going to recover, her father. So I wouldn't worry about that. It's just gonna suck because he's gonna have a lot of different. He's gonna have to change his lifestyle of eating and things, and maybe exercises. Depending on his age and stuff, it might just be light exercise. I don't know. Oh, I'm actually tired, probably because I've been up all night. And then I sleep and wake up. But yeah, he is gonna pull through. I am see that. And then you still want me to do on your friend's relationship or the marriage that with your friend? Let me do one on her because I know you were asking about that earlier. So I just been so tired with dealing with Google Photos. Google Photos has been driving me crazy. I've had to combine two accounts, and I literally spent 8 hours merging my accounts with Google Photos because of everything, and $124 later, and a free tablet. It was a lot. I feel like I went through war, but I don't know. Those pictures are my damn life. What would I do if I didn't have all my pictures of my kids in Chong? Those are the most important things to me. I don't even really care about the computers and the tablets and this and that. I care more about securing my pictures. And I don't care if it costs me $124 for 3 months. Okay, I think I got yours. Okay, yeah, I'll get yours next. I'm gonna do Karan's friends relationship, then I'm getting yours. I promise. I do promise I'm getting yours too. All right, your friend's relationship that you're worried about it, Karan, is in a new moon in Leo. Also, and that's the central energy. And it just talks about having more confidence, which is good. And Leos are very loyal. So it's in a loyalty period. And then there's a first quarter moon. And this just talks about commitment being tested. And then a new moon in Aries. And this talks about time to take action. I don't feel it's bad, but I feel like there's things that aren't completely said and things that aren't said because one party does not want to admit the full truth to not hurt them. But I don't think it's nothing malicious, but these things that we hold and harbor sometimes make people upset. And then over here in this other deck, there's central with the regular tarot, you got the magician. And the magician is here. Oh, okay, that's the spiritual and material. And it's in the alignment. There's not a balance. And it has to do with money. They're trying to get a balance with money in this marriage of theirs. And that's surrounded by the Nine of Cups. And this is nice. It's love, satisfaction, romanticness, and all that. That's actually good. Then there is the Page of Swords, which isn't bad. Just talks about inquisitiveness. That's okay. Education, knowledge, and communicating. I don't know. I just think that they need to I don't know. Maybe just talk to each other more. And I think it might be better. Instead of holding back things to try to make each other feel better. That's what I'm getting on your friend's marriage. All right, now let me get yours. Your reading here. This next question. Right in here. I'm not used to being this popular. All right. Okay, you want to know Archimonde feelings towards Mahana. Okay, let me go and do that one. Yeah, I feel you're going to be okay. I promise. I really do, Karan. You're going to be fine, and your friend's going to be fine. They just need to relax. They just need to relax and maybe just have a day where they just relax and just talk about anything, maybe sit on the beach or something. And the man that is in bad health, he's just gonna go through a whole lot of hell with a bunch of doctors and have to change his diet. So he's gonna be fine. And I've seen it because some of these people that come in the nursing home for rehab and come out, they don't want to sit there and they don't like the new lifestyle. Let's just put it that way. That they have to have. I when I was sick, I just literally and had my gums operated on and stuff. I just don't eat sweets no more. I just eat what I'm supposed to eat, and I just changed to a healthy lifestyle, and it was hell. I will tell you, it was hell, but you get used to it. Sometimes you drink protein drinks. I mean, it is what it is. What are you going to do? All right. Now, Mahana. All right. Okay, Arkamar. His feelings here. Let's see here. Here's the shadow cards. Let's get the regular ones here. For both selves. The inner self and the outer self. That's what I call this. This is the inner self and the outer self. I've been listening to a lot of Carl Jung videos. Carl Jung calls this the shadow. And he is a very, very wise man. Very wise man. He didn't even know he was talking about empaths. And honestly, when he started his work on world leaders and stuff, he would just come across empathic people and they were his patients. He didn't, in his work, he never actually said the word empath, but he just came across empathic people in his psychiatry. And it was like early 1900s, and he was a very good man. He even talked about how dogs, because he did some science experiment and he did a lot of shadow work, so when dogs die, they just literally somebody from the other side is there to pet them and take care of them. Yeah, I can look at love for you. Let me see about this. I forgot his name, but Mahana. I'm getting this guy's feelings towards her. I'm gonna get hers, and then I will be there with your question. All right, all right. This Ankaman's feelings. His whole entire shadow self is in a new moon in Sagittarius. So you want to look at the shadow self, all the stuff he harbors and doesn't tell nobody. And this is in a new moon Sagittarius is good. It's talking about luck. And luck is good, very good. And a new moon in Sagittarius is, kind of when you get through things and you're ready to let go of the bad and let in the good. So I don't see any skeletons in his closet. Let's say that. And then there's a third quarter moon that surrounds him. And this talks about adjustments being required. Like adjustments, like maybe spending more time with you type thing, I'm thinking. That's what's coming to my head. Changing your routine to make sure that, you keep a relationship good. The relationships are like plants. If you don't water them, they die. So he has to learn to spend more time and be more sensitive. I do see that. Then he's surrounded with his shadow and a full moon in Leo also. And this talks about pride. There's a lot of pride. And I mean, everyone has it, and it's a part of our inner ego. And in psychology, they call it a superego complex. We all get it. So he does have that, and I don't know. I mean, these things eventually go away when they end up becoming an issue. And then in a traditional tarot, you got the Nine of Wands. And this talks about inner strength, which is good, success, victory, and courage. And this is what he projects to the world would be a traditional tarot. What people aren't showing in the world would be your shadow cards. And then you have the Queen of Seas surrounded by the Queen of Swords. And this talks about judicious, truthful, principled, rational, candid, and loyal. He is loyal, which is good. You want a loyal person. And then the Wheel of Fortune surrounding him. This is real good. This talks about luck, opportunity, expansion, generosity, change, movement, and balance. I feel that he does love you and cares about you, but there's some things in his shadow, but we all got stuff in our shadow. But his is more pride and ego, but it's in a good way. He's trying to make things better he's trying to make his life better. When we try to make our life better, we think of ways to better ourselves in our situation. So I feel if he's trying to do all of this, then he really cares about you a lot. Because he wouldn't be sticking around otherwise. Okay, I'm not skipping you. I'm getting better at not skipping people. Alright. Care Bear. I like that. I think I drew a Care Bear. I like Care Bears. Alright, Lauren is next. Alright. Could you look at love for me? Okay. Okay, let me get this here. Alright, let me do these here. Okay, let me do a love reading for you, Lauren. Alright. Reshuffle this here. Alright, I see you, Queen, humble. Oh, you got all kinds of stuff in your thing. Queen humble. Okay, well, I'll just say Queen humble. That's good. You're humble. That is very good, and you're welcome. So much. All right, well, I didn't see it and it was restricted at first. I think that was why I didn't get it. Some of these things are restricted. So, I don't know why. Maybe repost it because on my end it says restricted. YouTube, the moderators sometimes restrict my things. I can't control what they restrict, so Queen Humble, go ahead and repost, and before they restrict it, I will look at the question. Oh, your birthday was yesterday? Oh, well, happy birthday, Queen. Happy birthday. I hope it was a good birthday. Yeah, I don't know what happened. They restrict the questions that really aren't even that bad. I don't know. It just sometimes YouTube does this stuff. It really does. I don't understand, but it's been doing this to me for years. For about 2 years, it's been doing this. Like every once in a while, to restrict something that's really not even that bad of a question. It's not like you guys ask about violent things. So I don't know. You're invested. Yeah, it's YouTube. Sometimes all of a sudden something gets restricted and it's a simple question that shouldn't be restricted, but it is what it is. Everybody has to have a job. Moderators also. All right, Lauren, your love life is in a full moon of Cancer, and these are the shadow cards. And this talks about a personal issue reaching resolution, which is good. You can't be afraid of events and things that you're running from, and it's not good to be afraid of things. It's good to face your fears head on, and it's the hardest thing in the world to do. That's why people go on psych drugs, but or see a psychiatrist or both, but that's what's coming up for that. And then you got a full moon in Leo also with your love life. This talks about pride and getting in your way. And these are just suggestions from your inner self. Maybe this pride, I think, when it's a kind of referring to you, is talking about maybe pickiness, because not everybody is beautiful in the world. Maybe seeing the more inner instead of the outer. That's what I'm getting out of that. But it doesn't mean you're going to get someone that's not good looking. It's just sometimes you got to look at inner beauty. Then you got new moon in Sagittarius, and this just talks about luck being on your side, which is a good. Luck is very good. And then with the traditional tarot, you got the Knight of Wands, which is good. This is about ambition, drive, desire, and about being feisty and adventurous. This is your outer self that the world sees, not the inner self, and that's good. And that's your central energy for love. A lot of guys like that kind of thing. And then you're surrounded by the Two of Swords in your outer vessel, and this just talks about opposition, facing fears, and being like strung in between two things pulling you, like two kind of relationships, or it could be two men. It's something with two. It's two situations or two men. I'm not sure. It's something like that. And then you got the World for your outer self. This talks about achievement, wholeness, travel, integration, glory, balance. An eternity. Somebody is coming if they're not already there. But you gotta look to see. It could be somebody that maybe you would never think of being with for whatever reason, and if you maybe see them in a different light or just be friends with them and more open minded, it might. So, all right. Now, Queen, what is your question? Because I got all this, but I don't have the question. That's the problem. I don't know if they unrestricted it. So, I will give you, I guess, a general read since I'm not sure what your question here is. I'm going to give you a general read here because I don't know what happened to the question. YouTube got rid of it. But let's do the shadow cards here. And I hope you have happy tidings and good luck in life and all that because we all need good luck. We really do. I try to have good luck. I try to have good energy and balance. This is why I'm always walking down the park. I don't know if it gives me balance because we were on the horse trail and he went by the horse and he was trying to and he got his neck a little bit in horse poop. I almost died. Got home, washed him down, and he's so heavy I couldn't get him in the bathtub. Ow. Hey, it could be. Well, this is yours now. I'm just gonna do a general. Yeah, it was terrible. Oh my god, I didn't have gloves. Did not have gloves. So I just let it go. Got a little bit in his prong collar. Then he shook the horse poop off. Came home. I took some Dawn soap, scrubbed him down. I got to get my brother over here tomorrow to give him a full bath. I'm giving my brother like $20 to throw him in the bathtub because I think I got it all out, but I'm paranoid and I'm a germaphobe, and he sleeps with me. So I got him washed up good enough, and I put some cherry almond lotion so he didn't stink. And my brother was gonna help me move a couch, and I'm just gonna tell him we'll do it next week and pay him to give him a bath. I don't know how relaxing it is coming home trying to throw a 180-pound dog in the bathtub from horse poop. But this is what I do by life, which is really not that relaxing. This is probably why I gotta watch psychology videos. Laugh out loud. But you, Queen, are in your shadow self is in a waxing crescent moon. And this is a central energy of your inner self. Talks about having faith and dreams. It's a loss of hope card, pretty much. And we all lose hope. We do. This realm is not nice. This realm is terrible, and sometimes I feel it's a challenge to live in it. It really is. And then you're surrounded by a new moon, also, which is good. And this talks about new starts. New starts are good. You can't be stagnated. Can't. You have to keep moving, or you're just not going to be happy. Then you're surrounded by a full moon in Aquarius. And this just showing the world around you who you are inside. Taking off your mask type thing. I hear about masks all the time. And I watch these other live streamers that are spiritual. They talk about masks. So, just work on yourself. Try to have a little faith. However, maybe get a dog. I don't know. Dogs seem to bring hope all the time. They're like children. So, That's all I'm getting for your shadow self. And then your outer self is in the hangman. And this is your central energy too. This is about letting go, new perspectives, self-sacrifice, wisdom, enlightenment, and contemplation, and pausing and surrendering. That's not a bad card, even though it sounds terrible, the hangman. It just means people just that when you harbor things. Oh, I'm just doing a general little reading. I am seeing. Let me get through some of this and think about this a second. And then there's the Empress. You got the Empress, and this talks about abundance, fertility, motherhood, sensuality, creativity, harmony, and luxury. And then you got Ace of Wands also, and this is just the outer thing. That other stuff's just the shadow stuff. And the Ace of Wands just talks about a motivation, passion, possibility, energy, dedication, and energizing and stuff like that. Okay, I do see a new start coming. This new moon is more of a more money opportunity. I do see money. And I do see some relationship in your life. I do see a relationship escalating to where it could be like a partnership, like possibly for family. I do see that too. But I do see you have to let go of all of your self doubt and negative stuff before it happens. But I do see the new start with it's a new job. I see a job. I see that coming, and then you having to let go of a lot of anxiety and things that are holding you back. Oh, well, thank you. So I am seeing that, but I need to get me a new job too. I get it. I mean, I'm not going to say you're having a kid, but I do see family. It could be the family's already there, a ready made family type thing. It could be you giving birth. I don't know. I just see family in a relationship. Oh, you're welcome. So don't quote me on that. I don't know fertility because you could adopt. Anything could happen in life. I would like to adopt, but it's expensive to adopt here in America. It's ridiculous. All these kids need homes, and they literally sit there and send all these kids to the system and throw them on the street when they're 18, and they get trafficked and all this stuff, go to drugs. And there's people that really want to have children and can't and would love to adopt, but they won't let you. I don't know why. Oh, thank you, Sunshine. I'm glad you find me entertaining. I'm practicing shading. I felt like experiencing my inner child today. Sometimes every once in a while you have to do that. Because I do have my own little crafts and I can draw, but sometimes you get just tired. And sometimes just want to practice shading because I want to draw water. I want to be able to paint the damn water. It's a goal of mine, it's a personal goal. My brother says I'm eventually going to be able to paint water. I'm thinking the world might end or Jesus might come before that happens. But people are saying that I'm going to be able to draw water, but we'll see. Oh, you like those? I'm just doing the like shading practices. I'm using the markers. And instead of how my friends gave me this idea, because I just want to practice shading, because when I go try to paint water and shade in water, I'm trying to get a method down pat. Because from what I hear, it's the hardest thing to do is water. If you can literally do a mural image of water on a canvas, you have made it in the art world. So I'm hoping it doesn't take me 10 years, but I'm just taking a step back every once in a while, because I could do faces and all this other business, but I have problems with that, and it's rough, 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 rough. Oh, I hope so. And I'm thinking about tomorrow just doing. I don't know. I'm thinking about doing an elephant near water tomorrow. I figure I'd just take a step back and do a little shading practice today with like all these markers that I got on sale from Amazon, of course, because I'm addicted to Amazon. I need to go to AA, Amazon Anonymous. I got these are two-sided markers, fat and little. And I got several sets. I got 60 of these babies. I don't know why I thought I needed 60 markers, but this is a problem of a compulsive shopper. At least I don't have a drug problem. That's the good thing. I've never really been on any hard drugs ever. I do smoke pot. I do love pot. Love cannabis. But I don't feel that's a drug, because the medical community would not have made it a thing here in America and actually use it, incorporating it in medical treatments if it was so terrible. Because they're very strict. Because I am in medical. When I'm not here, I got a medical job and I paint for my residents. I really honestly do. Everybody asks me all the time, "What do you do? Sell all that stuff?" I'm like, no, I give it to the residents. But one of my residents, she her daughter, she's bedbound, and I love Lucy. She's my friend, and I'm gonna make her an elephant. And I figure since my ass needs to figure out how to draw water, I'm gonna do the water too. I'm gonna just have the elephant going down the hill to the water, which I'm good with the elephant going, having like with all the animals and people like in the different positions. I could do that very well. It's that water. It's terrible trying to get that down pat. Terrible. But I don't know. That might take me another year. It truly might. And then I'll be happy because it'll be my personal goal before I die. I have all these personal goals before I die. I really honestly do. My friends tell me that I don't I need to stop talking so morbid, but yeah, but I do. I have all these goals before I die. Oh well, thank you. I figure you only live a certain amount of time, and then you die. I see people die every day. I see. That's why I give the residents artwork, because if you tell them that you're going to give them something and then they pass away, they're already dead by the time you get it. So I feel it gives them a little hope. They always tell me, I give it to the bedbound ones, the ones that don't get up a lot. I did give it to one of my residents that I found him under the bed seizing out from a diabetic thing. And I go in the room and he's shaking up under the bed. I'm screaming for the nurse, and I made him a spiritual bird. One of the spiritual birds, I gave it to him. I told him, I think you needed this damn bird. And I made you this because I did not want to be coming up in this room trying to get you out of the bed. And the EMS and everything came. I moved the bed over, and he's been fine. I gave him a raven and this other spiritual bird. I forgot what it's called. I look at weird stuff, but it's some kind of spiritual bird with the Muslim. It has Muslim descent. So I made him one of those, and it's supposed to bring prosperity and power and just self enlightenment and stuff. And he seems to be doing better. He actually, I was hoping he would, since he don't get along with his ex, and she's a nurse. She won't let him live there, and they got a daughter. She's like 16. And I told his daughter that maybe he can live with you. Because, I mean, he's only in his 40s and he does walk, and he says he has a lot of problems. He had a catheter. And for the longest time, he tried to get his catheter out. And I guess he said that. And I asked him because they had to put it back in because he wasn't urinating. And I feel bad because he's just too damn young for all that. I see people now in the nursing home that are young as hell going in there, and they're just dumping these people off in the nursing home at younger and younger ages. When I first started years ago, God, I've been doing this since my oldest kid was 2. And anyways, he's 30. He's 31 now, so for 29 years I've been doing this. I have never seen an influx of people that are so young coming in. I used to get the crazy old people all the time, which is fine. I mean, we're all crazy when we get older. I got one I call Grandma Moses, and she smiles at you all the time, and she got this damn super strength. She's only like 90 pounds soaking wet, and she steals everyone's chocolates, and then they all get upset. I just buy them more chocolate. What are you going to say to someone that's close to 100 tooling around in their wheelchair taking chocolate? You can't argue with this. You really can't. All right, I'm going to use purple. But yeah, I mean, it is funny. Everybody goes, I go, oh, there's Grandma Moses, and they laugh. They go, why you call her Grandma Moses? I was like, because I think she's still going to be alive when I'm dying. I'm pretty sure. And then when we put her by the feed tables, because you got to feed people, but when I put her by the feed table, she always, it's funny. She just thinks everyone's her child. She goes, whoever I'm feeding, she goes, eat, eat. And she'll yell at them to eat. And I'm like, oh, there's Grandma. We just call her Grandma. It's funny as hell. It really is. This is pretty much the climate of my day. And then I don't work there Monday through Thursday because we've been having these people. It's these pretentious people that they've been hiring. And they always sit there, and they can be kind of rude at times. Rude with the family members and stuff. And they act like they're never going to call state. And they're never going to get in trouble. And the thing is You absolutely have to be nice to all the family members and all the residents because they pay a lot of money to stay there. But I guess state came in because someone fell. I called her Babushka, my little Polish lady. She'd been there a long while, and some a hole, I guess, didn't pay attention to what they were doing in on night shift, and Babushka, she fell, and they think she broke her hip, and she's like almost 90 years old. So they don't think they're going to be able to do the surgery. So state is there now, and there's going to be a major lawsuit. And I'm sad because I actually like her, and she was like one of my favorite residents. But this is what happens when you hire people that just don't give a damn. And this is the climate of what I work in. So what are you going to do? But I don't know. I think it's because of COVID that this happened. Everybody, they think that they shouldn't have to work, and they'll say, I am absolutely not taking care of this person. And they get so snotty. So snotty. I can't take them. I can't. I just sometimes be like, I gotta walk away. And sometimes the management around there, they just don't care either. And it's sad as hell. So I do what I can. I tell the residents I can't be there all the time because I can't no more because I used to work a lot and help them out through the week. I like to work on my shading from the side because I feel that's nicer when you're shading. I'm getting ready for my elephant, but yeah, I don't know what happened. Things were different before COVID. Honestly, I worked in a COVID bubble for the entire time COVID was bad and everybody was telling me I was going to die. And I was like, I couldn't get that lucky. And I made a lot of money and I never really got sick. And I just worked in this bubble. And then nobody wanted to work there because they said they could die, this and that. I'm like, you could go outside and die. I mean, come on. But then everybody got paid to stay home. And as everybody got paid to stay home, they got super lazy. Super, super lazy. So people I don't know, this new workforce is ridiculous. I'm hoping that soon things change, but I don't know. This might be the norm. All the nurses that I work with, that I've been working with for years, they say that this is just how it is now. And everybody's lost their compassion, at least in medical. I mean, we're getting to the point where some people are coming into nursing and having compassion, but some people no. I just do the weekends because I'm not going to be there during stay time because I'm not about to lie to people. Yeah, you can ask. Major burp. Oh, yes, that happens. That happens, the burping. Well, I'm a nursing assistant, so I see it all. I see way more than burping, but burping is very healthy. But yeah, I don't know what's happened to people, and I feel bad that all these people are. And the thing is they're going to nursing school, and they think that they could just do what they want and just pass their pills and nothing, and they're not going to have any repercussions. The nurses that did not check on Babushka, if anything happens to her to where since they can't work on her, it's going to be problems. Somebody is going to lose their license on that one because this guy has a lot of money. And that woman, his mom is his entire life, and he is absolutely going to win the lawsuit, and probably they're going to go after the nurse, I would think. You're going to first question the nursing home. The nursing home is not going to back up the nurse, because if you're a nurse, you have to check on these guys, and that's what the nursing home is paying you so much money to do. So if somehow something happened and you were negligent because everyone's working under your license, I mean, this is what these young people coming out in nursing forget. And it's absolutely true. You are responsible. That's why I would rather stay in nurse's aid. And I've been there a long time, so I make a decent amount of money there. And I'm okay. On the weekends, it's it's just another day for me. It's not a big deal, and you get more money to work weekends because the younger people are lazy. So it's okay. I don't mind. I don't even mind working short because I get full time pay for 32 hours instead of having to work 40. And I don't have problems like they do. But sometimes you got to reevaluate things in your life. You absolutely have to. I will tell you that. I reevaluated my life and decided I like live streaming and art. And that's it. And I do like my residents. I have been doing my job for an awful long time, 29 years. So I just paint for them. I don't want to be in the middle of CPR. Ever since COVID hit, it's nursing has gotten very, very technical. It's getting to the point where everybody was running for the career. Now they're running away from it. Somebody ended up, there was something happens. I forgot what it was, but they ended up, I guess somebody fell or something, and it was on the news. Oh no, they had a Hoyer lift. They were using a Hoyer lift, and they ended up dropping the patient, and the patient ended up dying. And the aide that took care of her, she ended up going to jail. So gotta be careful with that too. You can't. In these places, they're out to make money. You gotta remember that. It's all about the almighty dollar, and they just don't care. I'm trying to work on shading and just getting all of these things like flared out, looking like more anime. I feel it shouldn't be just doing crayons. And sometimes when you shade, you gotta do that. But yeah, the world has changed. You gotta change with the world sometimes. And I do try to change with the world. And I've noticed that, I volunteered to work where me and a certain nurse are always together on the weekends, so I know I'm safe. Because you got to know who to trust and who not, when to trust. Because people will throw you under a bus, and that's it. And that bus ticket is gone sometimes. And no one's going to try to pick you up if the police come when they throw you up under that bus at work. That's how cold this world has become. And these are true facts. I mean, if you can make a couple friends along the way, that's great, but don't try to focus on it because people know what they need to do and not what they don't need to do, but just don't, I don't get personally involved. I used to at times. Oh, hello. I love it. You guys are all talking to each other. Yeah, go ahead, put your question in. Put your question in and I will answer it for you. I promise. I have no problem with that. I'm just over here practicing shading for this elephant that I'm going to do tomorrow with water. I feel I needed because sometimes you can never not shade enough. Shading is always something that should always, if you're drawing, you should always be trying to shade nice. Because shading is something that you always do, especially if you're doing art things. And I feel it's better than just trying to do crayons. And I figure, this probably was. And my friend gave me this idea. Alright, I'm just going to do the inner thing with this and see how that shows up here. This isn't bad to practice shading doing this. I'm going to get another one here. Oh! Yes or no? Oh, you can ask me any question you want. If you want to know about your love life, your inner shadow self, whatever your heart desires, I will answer for you. I could find out things about your inner shadow also. If you're worried about that, ask whatever you want. I don't do yes and no because there's no yes and no in the universe. There really isn't. There's no definitive answers in this universe, my friend. None. There's always probabilities. Anyone that's telling you there's a yes and no is lying to you. Oh my god, it restricted it. I don't know why it's restricted it. I don't know, maybe try to rephrase it. That could be a thing, but YouTube did not let it through. I don't know why it's doing that. I don't know, maybe it's new guidelines. It's possible. Love life. Okay, you want a love reading. I know YouTube has all these new guidelines now, especially with live streamers and things. I don't know. I just yap up here and do my thing. YouTube sets all this thing. But see, when you do the shading and do around, that's kind of how I do my anime. I just do layers of shading. If you do layers of shading, I think it turns out better. Sometimes you want to play around with color and do that. That's so much easier. It really is. Shading is, and it's fun to do. And a lot of people say it looks prettier than if you just regularly colored it. I mean, it's great if you're a kid and you got crayons, and then when you get older, you get pastels. You get adult crayons. Adult crayons are nice to have. I call them adult crayons. Laugh out loud, but yeah, that's what I call them. But pastels, I love pastels. I think if my house burnt down, I'd be trying to get Chong and my pastels. I would probably leave the computer. I would just have my phone because it has Google Photos on there. So I would let everything else burn up, but I'd try to get to my pastels. But I don't see my house burning down. But I do love the pastels. I'd probably leave the paint though. All right. Oh, future love life. Okay. All right. I don't do this upside down business. I don't do negative readings. That's why I have the shadow ones and the other. I don't like to, I don't think of things in a negative way. I'm not a negative thinker, so I don't do negative readings. That's why I have the shadow cards. All right, your love life. I got your shadow thing here. We'll do the shadow reading first and then in here for your outer. What you hide in your shadow is in the supermoon. And this talks about your emotions getting all over the place. And you kind of don't know where to go one or way or another. And this is just your shadow self here. This is not your, like when you go and what you're feeling every day. And then you are surrounded by a blue moon. And this is talking about believing in impossible things. You lost hope in the world, pretty much. That's what blue moon is. And then you got a full moon in Gemini also that's surrounding your shadow. And this just talks about answers that you need to balance yourself are coming into your life. So you could kind of move on and be happy and things like that and merge with your shadow self and be okay. Because that's the whole point of living. We got to eventually merge with that. Then you have, for your other side here, for your future love, you got the sun, and that's the central energy. And this talks about success, positivity, good luck, happiness, truth, optimism. That's good. That's the central energy. There is going to be somebody coming that's nice. And you're surrounded by the Queen of Wands on your outer self. And this talks about you just kind of being very social, having a lot of determination, a lot of energy and passion, and adventure and impulsiveness. That's okay. You have a Gemini moon placement. I guess that makes sense with full moon in Gemini. And then you also have a Knight of Pentacles. And this talks about hard work, skill development, mastery, diligence, apprenticeship, quality, and focus. You really do like doing things work wise and being diligent, which is good. I'd like those kind of people. I wish you could come to my work. Maybe you could put all these other crazy people in their place. I'd be happy about that. Maybe I could work Monday through Thursday, then laugh out loud. But I do see somebody coming. I really do. And I see this person. It's gonna have like I'm gonna have brown hair, but it's gonna be like light brown, like a lighter brown hair. And he's gonna be coming. You're gonna meet him through work. I do see that. I do honestly. But since you're in a supermoon for your inner self, I would try to do some Netflix and chill and relax. Or whatever you need to do to relax because that's going to kill you. If you're too strung up and I don't know, just worried about things all the time. It can lead to stress, can lead to a heart attack. So I don't know. Maybe just try to do something to relax. They say if you exercise a lot, relaxing is not a problem. That's good. Well, yeah, I don't know. Maybe like if relaxing, for me, it's relaxing or sometimes exercising, getting your endorphins up. I think it is. I think they say endorphins or whatever. Exercise works. I seen people today and they were running, and I'm talking about they were running in packs. Oh, okay, well then you're good. 3 times a week. Oh my God, you're like the people down in the park running. They had their watches. They were looking at it and running. I thought they looked like him. I had my hat on. Everybody, it was 52 degrees, and I was cold. These people are psychopaths. I tell you, they had T-shirts on. They were taking off their T-shirts, and they were running. Chong's looking at them like, "How come we're not running, mommy?" I just told Chong to mind his own business. I talk to my dog just like a person. I was like, "We are not doing what they are doing." But yeah, they were running down the park, and they went fast. You run in cold weather? Oh my God. How do you not get sick running in cold weather? When me and Chong are down the park, we see all these people running, and it's cold out. I'm sitting there with two coats on, and these guys are just running through the damn park, and I'm like, OMG. How are they not in the damn hospital with a cold? At least if you're going to run through the park and it's winter or something, wear yourself some kind of coat. But yeah, that's what me and Chong seen today. And Chong was just amazed looking at all these people running. And I told Chong not to get any damn ideas because I'm not running like that. I am not a runner. I ain't never been a damn runner, and I'm never going to be one. On my luck, I would fall down. So I'm not trying all that. But I will pray for you when you're running. They say it's good exercise. They do. Your hands get cold. That's it. God, my whole damn body. It was 50 degrees and I had a winter hat on. You must be hot blooded. That's a good thing. No jacket necessary. Oh my God. You're like one of those military people. Some of those people that, when you're in the military and you run a lot. My son, he was in the Navy, and he said, he would always call me when he was running. And they would literally run every day in the military. And it was like, I asked him, "How many times do you run?" And he would say, "Every day, Mom." And he's sitting with his earbuds talking to me while he's running every day. I was like, wow. I don't know. Everybody says it's good exercise, so I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, be careful when you're doing all that running. It looks like it could be dangerous. It's in your genes. Your dad was a long distance runner. Oh my God. That's that's pretty good. These guys down the park, I think they were, I don't know, they were in some kind of school type thing. It had to been, it was some kind of school type thing. They were doing long distance running. I don't know. I don't have that in my blood at all. I'm the person going down the park and telling everybody leave me alone and going about my business. That's what I am. I'm watching TV and relaxing. This is my relaxing, and then my dog drags me down the park, and that's it. We're going and getting horse poop on him. I don't even know if I got all of it out of his neck. I kept scrubbing and scrubbing and scrubbing. And then I'm having my brother put him in the damn bathtub when he gets here tomorrow. All right. When I shade, I like to do dark to light sometimes, and that's what I'm thinking about doing this elephant tomorrow. Oh, this I'm not drawing. I'm practicing shading tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be drawing. Tomorrow is going to be an elephant near water, and maybe we should all pray to Jesus that the water looks like it's supposed to look like. Because I am not Bob Ross. And I am going to try I'm fine with doing the hill and the elephant and stuff, and the elephant going down the hill will be fine. It's going to be the water that's going to be the issue. Yeah, but this is just a coloring book. I'm just practicing all my shading. Sometimes I like to take a break from having to think about being careful with every placement of every line. And it is. Sometimes when I'm out in my zone, I got to make sure every line is perfect. And I got to make sure it's angled the right way, and just a lot of different things. Sometimes it's nice to just practice shading. It really is at times. And I do enjoy the shading sometimes. And I have to, because that's what I do when you draw is you're constantly shading and things. Oh, it is. This is why. Oh, you're welcome. Oh, hey, Ray, Pat, how you doing? Yeah, that's why I do it. I have depression. I have major depression. My friend at work was telling me about. I found ayahuasca pills. You guys will find this. I keep thinking it's illegal, but you could buy it on Amazon. And all you need is just, they say one a day, but I see sometimes my mood goes down. I get like to the point where I could be suicidal at times. And my friend was telling me about this one pill, and then they got a therapy IV treatment, and then a lot of them will block your creativity, is the thing. So I tried these ayahuasca pills that I got on Amazon, and it is not blocking my drawing or my creativity. So I'm sticking with it. Because then I was researching, because, I research things all the time, but these pills are supposed to, obviously, ayahuasca helps you with your shadow self and all kinds of stuff, but it doesn't dull your creativity. And a lot of my friends are on these things, and I'll say, you want to go out, what do you want to do, blah blah blah, and they be going, I'm tired, I took this pill and that pill. And it's like, OMG, why? Will SL contact me before the end of the year? I could do, I can't tell you exact answers because of this free will business in this realm, but I can tell you the energy reading. And there's always a probability he will, but there's probabilities he won't. We live in a state of probabilities. That's the thing. But I will do an energy reading on it for you, and I'm hoping he contacts you, because it does suck when people forget about you, and oh, you're welcome, and you feel like you're all by yourself. And a lot of my friends have done this. Some of them that I was friends with a long time. My one friend told me, I just don't talk to nobody for a couple of years. Had a baby and everything, and we were friends for years, and She just disappeared off the face of the earth and then told me that's how she is. And it's like, wow. She ghosted me for 2 years so far. I just got to the point where I just had to realize I just don't care. But the thing is she just had a baby and I didn't get to see the baby. She has my phone number, never called me, never sent me a picture of the new baby, but everyone else has seen the baby. My brother has seen the baby, but I have not seen the baby. And it really sucks. I get it. To be forgotten and forsaken is one of the worst things that can happen to you. It drives you to ayahuasca pills and Carl Jung videos. I get it. I'm the depressed one over here that has depression, and it was like a lot of times I'm over here by myself, and that's why I'm doing artwork. So, and then that's why I've merged and integrated my shadow self because everybody decided to be an a hole at once, and then they tell me that this is what they do, and then they tell me all the time that, oh, this is what these are things that I do, and it's like it doesn't mean it's right. At least tell somebody so they don't think that, guys were, when you're friends for years, all of a sudden just be gone one day. Oh, you just gotta pay attention in terms of what you're willing to accept. You've walked away from lots of friends for that reason. Yeah, maybe I do need to do that. They walked away from me. And I'm here sitting here with shadow work, and I had to do. Everyone has to shadow work at some point in their life, from what I'm told. But it didn't have to be to the point where people were rude. But yeah, it sucks. I understand. I'm going through it now, and I'm finally getting to the point where I'm happy in my own skin. I've merged with my inner demons, and I rule them. They don't rule me no more because that's a Carl Jung thing. You gotta your shadow self isn't dark. It's just all the stuff you buried and didn't want to face. So I faced all the stuff, and then got my little ayahuasca pills and these longevity things and all that. And I take one and I relax and spend time with my dog, and I'm okay now. But in Machiavelli, he's another one. He's real good. I mean, yeah, he died a long time ago, but he's good. Who's meant to stay will be. Oh, yeah, this is true. It is. It's, that's why I do a lot of artwork, and my patients benefit from it because they get to look at something pretty while they're going through hell. And when you're sick, it is like you're going through hell in a hospital. It really is. So, and I'm a very compassionate person, so I got to be there for all my people. All right, but anyways, this, I forgot the name of your person. All right, but I got that energy field for it. All right, your person, Ray, is now, he is his inner, all this is all the inner stuff. This is not what he's projecting to other people. This is just little things that is on his inside. He's in a new moon in Libra, and this just talks about new romantic cycles. That's what all this is. And it just means he's starting over. That's all there is to it, and he's trying to get his life together, and that's his central being and what he wants to do. And then it's surrounded by a full moon in Libra in his shadow self. And this just talks about a win win outcome. And then there is a blue moon. And this talks about believing in impossible things. So that's good too. But I don't know. You're home? Is it just for a second or are you staying home? Okay, I'll stop talking to you. But let's see here. On his outer self, he is in the Seven of Wands, what he's projecting to everyone else. And this talks about challenge, competition, confidence, conviction. And then he got the was it 2 or 7? 9. Oh, good Lord. He got the 9 of Swords. And this is depression, nightmares, guilt, regret, remorse. Oh, my Lord. That's a lot of what's going on with him. And then the Knight of Swords. And this is proactive, knowledgeable, logical, clear, masterful, driven, action-oriented. I don't know, he's going through a lot of stuff. And he's thinking about maybe moving on and maybe not. So you got about a 50-50 chance of seeing him in a year. So hopefully he doesn't ghost you, and I hope he doesn't. I really, really do. But I'm going to let you guys go because the husband got home and I haven't seen him for a day or two. And it's been really nice talking to you guys. And I will be doing a happy elephant and hopefully the water's good. Oh, you're welcome. I mean, he might still come around. Who knows? I'm hoping he does for you. So, and you guys, it's been great. And if you subscribe to me, thank you. And if you didn't and we just talked, that's great too. And thank you. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.